Sairam students, today's class we will begin with the third lesson of Glimpses of India, and the name of the lesson is Tea from Assam, which is written by Arup Kumar Datta. Arup Kumar Datta is an Indian writer and journalist from Guwahati, Assam. He has written 16 books for adults and 17 adventure novels for young people. In 2014, he was awarded the Lifetime Achievement Honor. He has also won numerous awards, including the Shankars Award in 1979, conferred to mark the International Year of the Child. He has been awarded the Civilian Award Padma Shri by the Government of India in 2018. So that is about the author. Just a gentle reminder to all of you to keep a book and a pen handy. This lesson is about two friends, Pranjol and Rajveer, who are traveling to Pranjol's hometown, Assam, for the summer vacation. Assam is known as the tea country. It has the largest concentration of plantations in the world. During their journey, they discuss about the various legends that are known to have discovered tea. The story tells us about the popularity of tea as a beverage. So let's get started with our lesson. Prajol, a youngster from Assam, is Rajveer's classmate at school in Delhi. Prajol's father is the manager of a tea garden in Upper Assam, and Prajol has invited Rajveer to visit his home during the summer vacation. So it's vacation time, and both these boys, Prajol and Rajveer, they're traveling to Prajol's house. So where does Prajol stay? He's staying in Assam. Chai garam, garam chai. A vendor called out in a high-pitched voice. He came up to their window and asked, "Chai, sahab?" "Give us 2 cups," Pranjol said. They sipped the steaming hot liquid. Almost everyone in their compartment was drinking tea too. So it's a railway station scene wherein both these boys are sitting in the compartment in the train. And there's this vendor who shouts, "Chai garam garam chai." And he comes near the window and asks them if they are interested in having a cup of tea. So Prajol tells that, okay, give us 2 cups. And they are happily sipping the steaming hot liquid, the very hot liquid. And when they look around, they see that everybody in their compartment is sipping tea. Do you know that over 80 crore cups of tea are drunk every day throughout the world? Rajveer said. "Phew," exclaimed Pranjol. "Tea really is very popular." The train pulled out of the station. Pranjol buried his nose in his detective book again. Rajveer too was an ardent fan of detective stories. But at the moment he was keener on looking at the beautiful scenery. So they are having a short discussion. What does Rajveer say? That over 80 crore cups of tea are drunk every day in this world, throughout the world. And then, Pranjal also says that, it is a very popular beverage. And what's a beverage? It's a drink. Anything other than water is a beverage. The train pulled out of the station. So the train started moving, and these two boys, even their journey began towards Assam. Pranjol buried his nose in the detective book again, which means he was reading a book, and again he continued reading his book. Now Rajveer also happened to be an ardent fan. What is ardent? Ardent is passionate. Very, he was very fond of reading books. But at that point of time, he didn't want to read any books. He wanted to look around at the beautiful scenery. It was green, green everywhere. Rajveer had never seen so much greenery before. The soft green paddy fields gave way to tea bushes. It was a magnificent view. So Rajveer, both of them were in Delhi, so maybe he has not seen so much of greenery in his life. So he was very happy. He was very keen on seeing outside than reading a book. So what did he see? Everywhere. It was green everywhere. And then the soft green paddy fields. What is paddy? It's rice. So paddy field is a field where rice is grown. So initially they came across many paddy fields, and slowly, as and when the train moved from one state to another, and when it entered into Assam, what did he see? That paddy fields, they gave way to tea bushes. So slowly they found more and more of tea bushes, tea plantation. Against the backdrop of densely wooded hills, a sea of tea bushes stretched as far as the eye could see. Dwarfing the tiny tea plants were tall, sturdy shade trees, and amidst the orderly row of bushes busily moved doll-like figures. So what else did he see? He saw against the backdrop is something that serves as background of densely wooded hills, hills wherein there were a lot of trees, thick trees. A sea of tea bushes stretched as far as the eye could see. So backdrop, what he could see hills. On the hills he could see trees, and just before the hills he could see tea plantations. Okay, dwarfing the tiny tea plants were tall, sturdy shade trees, and amidst the orderly row of bushes, busily moved doll-like figures. So, those trees were tall, and in front of those trees, these tea plants were, they were looking like dwarfs. Dwarfs is they cause to seem too small or to see, it seems to be small or insignificant in comparison. So when they were comparing the trees and the tea plants, what could they see? They could see that the tea plants were very small in front of the tall sturdy trees. That's the reason he said dwarfing. And amidst the orderly row of bushes, amidst means in the middle of. Okay, what could he see over there? Doll-like figures. Now, who are these doll-like figures? Basically, they are the tea pluckers. So, they were moving here and there like dolls. When they were plucking the tea leaves, he could feel, they were doll-like figures moving here and there. In the distance was an ugly building with smoke billowing out of tall chimneys. Hey, a tea garden! Rajveer cried excitedly. Pranjol, who had been born and brought up on a plantation, didn't share Rajveer's excitement. So, as and when the train was moving ahead, what could he see? What could they see? Basically, Rajveer saw a building, where smoke was billowing out of the chimneys. What is billowing out? It was moving out, or it was flowing out of the chimney. And then, very excitedly he said, "Okay, a tea garden." So Prajol, who was born and brought up, in Assam, maybe somewhere near the plantation. He has seen plantation throughout his life. He was not at all excited. and he didn't share the same excitement that Rajveer showed. Oh, this is tea country now, he said. Assam has the largest concentration of plantations in the world. You will see enough gardens to last you a lifetime. I have been reading as much as I could about tea, Rajveer said. No one really knows who discovered tea, but there are many legends. So, what does Pranjol say? He says, okay, Assam is also considered to be a tea country. Okay, because this place has the largest concentration of plantations. What are plantations basically? Acres and acres of land wherein you grow one type of crop. Such plantations wherein only one type of crop is grown. It is called as plantation farming. So when you happen to go to Assam, what we can see is only tea plantations. So what does Pranjul tell him? That you'll be seeing so many tea plantations that it'll be enough for you for your entire lifetime. So, and Rajveer also said, I have been reading as much as I could. So he was trying to say, okay, when I have done my job, before I visit a particular place, I have also, got some knowledge about where I am going. So he says nobody knows who really discovered tea, but there are many legends. Legends is stories. What is concentration? Concentration is cluster. What legends? Well, there's the one about the Chinese emperor who always boiled water before drinking it. One day, few leaves of the twigs burning under the pot fell into the water, giving it a delicious flavor. It is said they were tea leaves. So, what legends? He asked. What stories do you know? Come on, discuss with me. So he says that he speaks about one Chinese emperor who always used to boil water before drinking. And what happened one day? Few leaves of the twigs. Twigs is a small branch. It fell into the pot, and that water, it gave it a delicious flavor. And it is said that those leaves were tea leaves. Tell me another, scoffed Pranjol. What is scoffed? Scoffed is, when you say in a very mocking way. We have an Indian legend too. Indian story as well. So he's saying we have an Indian story as well. Bodhidharma, an ancient Buddhist ascetic, cut off his eyelids because he felt sleepy during meditations. 10 tea plants grew out of the eyelids. The leaves of these plants, when put in hot water and drunk, banished sleep. So he's saying Bodhidharma, an ancient Buddhist ascetic, who is an ascetic? Basically, a monk or a yogi. Okay. So what did he do? He cut off his eyelids when he felt very sleepy during meditation. And 10 tea plants grew out of the eyelids. And the leaves of these plants, when it is put in hot water and drunk, it banished sleep. Banished is to get rid of. Now we don't know whether this story is, this has actually happened or it was just said in a very funny way. Tea was first drunk in China, Rajveer added, as far as 2700 BC. In fact, words such as tea, chai, chini are from Chinese. Tea came to Europe only in the 16th century and was drunk more as medicine than as beverage. So he says that tea was first drunk in China, and when it was somewhere around 2700 BC, and the words like tea, chai, chini, all these have come from China. And he says that in Europe it came only in the 16th century, and that time also they had tea more as medicine than as beverage. The train clattered into Mariani Junction. The boys collected their luggage and pushed their way to the crowded platform. Pranjol's parents were waiting for them. Soon they were driving towards the Dekyabari, the tea garden managed by Pranjol's father. So the train clattered. Clattered means, when the train makes loud sound because of, when they are applying brakes. So when the train clattered into the junction, what did the boys do? They collected their luggage and they are now coming out of the compartment. So who were over there? Pranjol's parents were waiting for them. They had gone there to receive both of them. And now they have started their journey from Mariani Junction to Dekyabari, where there was a tea garden which was managed by Pranjol's father. An hour later, the car veered sharply off the main road. They crossed a cattle bridge and entered Dekyabari Tea Estate. On both sides of the gravel road were acre upon acre of tea bushes, all neatly pruned into the same height. So what happened after a drive of say an hour or so? What happened? The car veered sharply off. What is veered sharply off? Is it changed its direction from the main road. It took a turn, and they crossed a cattle bridge and they entered the Dekyabari Tea Estate. On both sides of the gravel road were acre upon acre tea bushes. So what could they see now? They could see only and only tea plantations, and all were neatly pruned into the same height. Pruned is they were trimmed into same height. If ever you have seen a picture of tea plantations, you can see they're almost of the same height. They are nicely trimmed into same height. Groups of tea pluckers with bamboo baskets on their backs, wearing plastic aprons, were plucking the newly sprouted leaves. Pranjol's father slowed down to allow a tractor pulling a trailer load of tea leaves to pass. So what could he see once the cart entered the Dekyabari tea estate? They could see group of tea pluckers. Here I have an animated picture wherein we can see three ladies plucking the tea leaves. And what can we see? They are carrying bamboo baskets on their backs. Also they are wearing plastic aprons. And what are they doing? They are plucking the newly sprouted leaves. Now why newly sprouted leaves? Because they say that these newly sprouted leaves, they have maximum flavor. So that's the reason they are plucked immediately. So what did Pranjol's father do? When he saw a tractor nearing, he slowed down and he allowed the tractor to pass, which was carrying a load of tea leaves. This is second flush or sprouting period, isn't it, Mr. Barua? Rajveer asked. It lasts from May to July and yields the best tea. You seem to have done your homework before coming, Pranjol's father said in surprise. Yes, Mr. Barua, Rajveer admitted. But I hope to learn much more while I am here. So he says this is the second flush or sprouting period. Now what is a sprouting period? When a plant sends out new growth. So in this, the tea leaf is harvested for the second time in the harvesting period. So that's the reason he said second flush. So he is questioning Mr. Barua. Now who is Mr. Barua? Yes, he is Pranjol's father. It lasts from May to July and yields the best tea. Like I told you, when the new leaves are plucked. Why are they plucked? Because it has maximum flavor. So what is Pranjol's father saying? That you have done your homework. Before coming here, you have studied about Assam and the tea plantations. So his father was surprised to see this. Rajveer says, yes sir, I have done that. But yes, I would love to learn much more while I am staying here. So students, that's it with this lesson. Quickly, let's just go through the value points. Please jot them down, students. Yes, students, we are done with this lesson. And with this video link, there is another link where you will click and answer the questions. We'll be meeting very soon. Till then, take care of yourself. Sai Ram and bye-bye.